Hey everybody, today's legal question is, how do you know if you're listed on a last will and testament? I have the answer for you. May not be what you expect, but before we get there, I'd like you to imagine a friend going through a what-if scenario that creeped into their lives. But they were prepared because you shared this video. We will appreciate it, as will your friend. I'm Valerie Zammitti, an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, and we're here to educate everyone for free. To that end, we hope that you drop your questions for us so we can answer them, and together we can help families be prepared ahead of time. Now, back to the question on whether or not you can figure out if you're listed on someone's will. If they haven't told you themselves, if it's not filed with a court, which is pretty uncommon, or if it's not found after death, then it's as if it didn't exist. Now, this may be a benefit to having worked with an attorney who does two things. They hold the original documents and they obtain authorization from the person who created their will to reach out to those who may become responsible at some point in administering that will. In that way, there is sort of a connection back to the counsel who gave the guidance and can help through the administrative process at the end. Now, if the will is found, or we're aware of it and it's present, and a probate is needed because the decedent owned assets in their individual name, then there will typically be some notification to the closest living relatives of some kind. For instance, here in New York, when you go through a probate process with a last will and testament, even with a will, it's a requirement that the heirs, this is according to state law, let's call it closest living relatives, have to sign a consent that they are okay with the person designated under the will to serve as the executor. Because the court's process is determining whether or not this will is valid and done in the proper fashion. If they get the okay from all the people who would receive if there was no will, then everything can go a little bit more smoothly. Now, unlike what you may hear on TV or in a Taylor Swift song, there is no formal reading of a will. That's just, for show. However, when you are working with an attorney, then communication to the beneficiaries happens throughout the process. And the fiduciary who's getting that help will have counsel who can then reach out to the different beneficiaries to say, we've been retained, we're here to guide you, let us know if you have questions, and keep them up to speed. This doesn't always happen in that fashion. This is sort of the ideal picture. So we hope that information is helpful to you, that you've learned something new today, and you choose to share. As always, take care.